Hi, this is Aharon Dubinsky coming to you today from the Hut Shel Chesed Yeshiva in the holy city of Yerushalayim in the beautiful country of Israel, under the auspices of our beloved spiritual guide and Rabbi Shalom Arush. May Hashem bless him always. You know, it's interesting in Torah that it says that everything that is there is meant to be there. We don't have to add a letter. We don't have to detract a letter. It's perfect as it is. So every single thing, including the white spaces in between the letters, has a meaning. Now, we don't always know that meaning, but I'm going to talk about one thing specifically today, which I think is very important. We had a parsha called Ra'eh just recently, a couple weeks ago. Ra'eh, see. Simple word, see. Ra'eh, see. That I give you this day a blessing and a curse. Okay, let me ask you a question. Is that word really necessary? I mean, do we not get the gist of what Hashem is saying without saying the word see? See, why see? It's a three-letter word. It's seemingly so unimportant, seemingly so unnecessary, but you're going to see it's an extremely important word. I'm going to tell you something that the behavioral psychologists will tell you. Your children, whether you know this or not, will listen to about 10% of what you say to them. They will, however, on the other hand, do about 70% or more of what you do, of what they see you do. Now, when I was a child growing up, my parents, God bless them, and I'm about Shuva, understand? They went by psychology that came from Dr. Spock. And they thought that it was perfectly appropriate to say to me things like, do as I say, not as I do. Couldn't be more wrong. Do as I say, not as I do. Why would I do that? You're my mother, you're my father. You're supposed to set the example for me. I should do what you say, but not what you do. Of course, that's ridiculous. We don't believe that in Judaism at all. We believe you as a parent should set an example. But remember the word, do as I say, not as I do. In other words, they want you to be watching them. You need to be watching what's going on. You need to see. If you look back, there's many perspectives on this. If you look back in time, and by the way, it's a good way of realizing some of the things that happened to you and why they happened to you. Look back and see what happened. You did this happened, a lesson learned to take with you for the rest of your life. It's a lesson learned. It's a form of enlightenment. There are people who will tell you it's the lowest form of enlightenment, but it is a form of enlightenment. It tells you that if you do this is what will happen. You take this lesson with you. However, let's take another look at it. Look around today. As you look around you today, what do you see out in the world? You see a world on fire. You see fires in California. You see fires in other states. You see fires in other countries. You see molten lava fires in Hawaii with a volcano that's erupting like there's no tomorrow. This is what's going on today. Look around you and see what's going on and think to yourself, why? Why is this happening? Not Hashem, why are you doing this to me? Why is this happening? Why is there fire? Well, the last time Hashem destroyed the world, or destroyed the population of the world, he used water. And he swore he would never do that again. Is fire the new water? Is fire the new way of destroying what is on the face of the earth and what is destroying the earth? I don't know. And probably neither do you. But you have to think about it. Take a look around you. See what's happening. You better stop and look around. Also, we need to look ahead. In the case we're talking about, most importantly, Ra'eh, see that I give you this day a blessing and a curse. See it. Why see it? It's more powerful. You think about a blessing, and you have a concept in your mind. It's a vague concept. You get the idea. With a curse, same thing. It's a vague idea. It's not something that's concrete. So Hashem tells you to see it. See what's going on. See what is coming at you. Look to the future and see what happens. The blessing and the curse. The blessing if you do what you're told to do. The curse if you don't do what you're told to do. So this gives you two perspectives. See them, visualize them, bring them into your life, and get a clear concept of what it means. Remember, Hashem gave us Torah as a guide. It's in essence, it's our owner's manual for our human body and soul. It tells us what we need to do, what we need to know. Everything that is important to us that is to make a life for us better for us, and he says this over and over again. Let me ask you something. Did he ever, earlier in Torah, tell us about the good things that we're supposed to do, warn us about the bad things we're not supposed to do, and give us consequences? Several times. This is not the first time. So this is the time we're saying you need to stop. You need to stop and look ahead. See what is coming at you. If you do the blessing, if you do what's right and you get the blessings, or you don't do what's right and you get the curses. This is the defining moment. This is what we call a defining moment. It tells you to look and see what's going on so you know what to do in the future. You know how to live. I told my Rebbitzin 3 or 4 years ago that you're going to see a tremendous divide on the face of the earth over the next several years. And you do see this today. There are those who go towards Hashem and those who don't. And it's gotten to the point where the divide has gotten so big, it's really hard, if at all possible anymore, to straddle it. You have to pick a side. If you don't pick one, I'm afraid that by definition, you've chosen the other. And there's a lot of examples of what's going on. And Hashem himself is doing this. People who've been living in Israel for years, all of a sudden, for some reason, have this desire to go back to their country of origin. People who have been living a kosher life for years. They've been living it for years. All of a sudden say, it's too much. I don't want to do this. It's too hard. Well, friends, let me tell you something. I have people I talk to all the time. And they ask me questions, and I give them the best answers that I'm able. I keep telling them they should ask Hashem because he has the real answers. But since they've asked me, I do my best to give them an answer. And I tell them that when things happen to you, you have to look at why. What are you doing wrong? There is no tribulations without prior transgressions. Period. That's it. That's the end of it. That's what Rabbeinu says. That's what Rav Arush says. All of the Ravs tell you the same thing. And don't be fooled. These tribulations are not necessarily what you would consider to be punishments. They are, again, behavior modification schemes to put you back on the right trail. But the people who are going off the wrong trail, sometimes you think maybe that's the reason why they are going off on that wrong trail is they don't see what's ahead. They think it's hard. Well, let me tell you something. Did I ever, one time in any of the shiurim I've ever given, did I ever say it was going to be easy? No, I don't think I did, because I know it's not easy. It is hard. The hard is what makes it great. If you see a champion in any sport, you understand the hours and hours of intensive training they put into that sport to be able to do what they do. You see a great scientist with great discoveries. You'd think of the hours and hours, sleepless nights, putting together their formulas or whatever they've come up with. It's always hard. That's what makes it great, is the hard. The hard makes it great. So don't tell me it's hard. I know that. And I'll tell you before you start, it's hard. But it's a choice. And the choice comes down to how do you live your life? How do your children who watch you live their lives? How do their children who watch you live their lives? What you're doing is you're setting an example. You're setting an example for different generations to come. Not just for yourself, but you are doing it for yourself because you're going to get blessing or a curse. Now the choice is yours. See what's coming at the road up ahead of you. See what's coming if you do the blessings, if you get the curses. And tell yourself, what is it you want? And what are you willing to do to keep on the road of blessings and away from the road of curses? See. Make it a part of you. Make it the way you live your life. Be well, my friends. Have a great week ahead. I want to tell you, we're coming close to Rosh Hashanah. It's Elul. It says the king is in the field. That means he's closer to us. He listens to what we have to say. Our apologies hold that much more weight. Our requests hold that much more weight. And for those of you who are Breslev, or those of you who are not even Breslev, it's one of the most powerful times of the year when 50 to 70,000 men gather in Uman. It's extremely powerful. If you haven't been there, you deserve to send yourself there. If you've been there, you know what it's like, and you deserve to come back. And if you don't have a place to stay, I still have some beds, not many, at the Inn Uman. Call me or send me an email, staff, STAFF, at Breslev, BRESLEV.co.il, and I will fix you up. In the meantime, have a great week. Communicate with Hashem. Look down the road. Make sure the road you're on is the right road. And this will bring a personal Geula to you, which will help to bring the total Geula for all of mankind, bringing about the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu and the third Beit HaMikdash. Bimhei Rabbi Elmeinu. Be well, my friends. Enjoy. All the best.